Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidina Muhammadin ashrafil mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma'allamtana. Innaka antal alimul hakim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
I'm honored to be moderating tonight's session, which is our sixth talk or lecture program for this year under the Rabitah Al-Adab Al-Islami Malaysia. I would like to welcome the President of the Rabitah Al-Adab Al-Islami Malaysia, Prof. Abdul Rahman Cik, who is with us online, Alhamdulillah. Ahlan wa sahlan, Prof. And of course, we are thrilled and honored to have our guest speaker tonight, who is a very prominent scholar. So without further ado, so that we don't waste time, all the people will inshallah join us as they complete their Salat Isha, I am assuming, because Isha is quite late now. Yep. Okay, allow me to first introduce our prominent scholar. Okay, our prominent scholar's full name is quite long. Okay, Sheikh Mufti Dr. Muhammad Farid Ali Al-FIJAWI bin Muhammad Anwar Khan bin Muhammad Hanif Khan bin Abdul Hafiz Khan bin Afzal Khan is originally from the Fiji Islands. He moved to Auckland, New Zealand in 2022 after residing in Malaysia for nearly 20 years. Al-FIJAWI obtained his Alamiyah in Arabic language and Islamic studies from Jamia Ashrafiyah, Lahore in 1998, then completed specialization in higher Islamic jurisprudence, IFTA, from Jamia Ashrafiyah, Lahore, with permission to issue fatwas by the late Mufti Hamidullah Jan, the head of Darul Ifta Jamia Ashrafiyah, then in 2002. He got his Masters of Art in Islamic Civilization in 2006, followed by a Doctor of Philosophy in World Contemporary Muslim Issues in 2011, from the International Institute of Islamic Thought and Civilization, ISTEC, International Islamic University, Malaysia. Dr. Farid's career started as a trainee mufti from Jamia Ashrafiyah, Lahore from 1999 until 2001, followed by the position of Imam, religious advisor, and Mufti of Fiji Muslim League Headquarters and Samabula Mosque from 2001 to 2003. Then, after pursuing his master's and PhD, he worked as research fellow at the International Institute of Advanced Islamic Studies, Malaysia, 2012 to 2014, under the mentorship of Professor Hashim Kamali and Professor Karim Douglas Crowe. Then he joined International Institute of Islamic Thought and Civilization, ISTEC, IEM, from 2014 to 2015 as academic fellow, and worked in the Research and Publication Unit under the mentorship of Almarhum Professor Dr. Said Ajmal Al-Idrus. He then joined International Islamic University as an academic fellow from 2015 to 2017. And in 2017, he was promoted to assistant professor. He served the Faculty of Islamic Revealed Knowledge and Human Sciences till 2022 and taught in two departments, Fundamental and Interdisciplinary Studies Department and the Department of Fiqh and Usul Fiqh Studies. In 2018, he was the Faculty Coordinator of Islamization of Human Sciences, and then in 2019, he assumed the position of Head of Responsible Research and Innovation of the Faculty of Islamic Revealed Knowledge and Human Sciences until 2021. He has supervised several master's and PhD dissertations and evaluated PhD theses as an external examiner. Dr. Farid was the editor-in-chief of Journal of Islam in Asia from 2016 to 2021. He authored books such as The Position of Custom Urf or Al-Adab in issuing fatwa in the works of Ibn Abidin al-Shami, 40 hadith on riba and 40 hadith on leading the way. And he has also contributed chapters in several edited research books and published over 30 research articles in academic journals. Currently, our Dr. Farid is heading the Al-Bab Islamic Institute, New Zealand, as the CEO. So far, he has designed Al-Bab Fardul Ain Madrasah Program, Al-Bab Lifelong Learning Program, Al-Bab Community Learning Development Program, Al-Bab Professional Learning Development Program, and Al-Bab Women, Children, and Family Development Program. He is the chief editor of the Institute's first academic and research publication, Bulletin on Islam and Muslims. He is assisted by two young scholars who assist with designing, delivering, and managing the UAINZ, or the Al-Bab Institute in New Zealand. He also serves the Institute both under his mentorship and these young scholars serve the Institute both under his mentorship in intellectual and academic excellence. So, mashallah, we are really honored, Dr. Farid, that you have managed to allocate some time to share with us some insights on this very, very important and intriguing topic, which is Fariduddin Attar, reading of selected short poems on moral advices and contemporary relevance. Without further ado, Dr. Farid, I invite you. The floor is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillahil akram, alladhi khalaqal insana wa karram, wa 'allamahu minal bayani ma lam ya'lam. فسبحان الذي لا يحصى امتنانه باللسان ولا بالقلم ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله ونشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله الذي أوتي جوامع الكلم وكرائم الحكم ومكارم الشيم صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى آله وأصحابه نجوم طرق الأمم. After this, I would like to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He has given us this opportunity, another day, another hour, another second to breathe, and also to be involved in something which is very interesting, something which is very Islamic and very important in this time. You will see, inshallah, after I will present, then you will know why I am saying it is very important. So we are talking about not myself, we are talking about Fariduddin Attar. And this is a Sufi sheikh, a Sufi poet, who actually great scholars even owe him. And the greatest name when we talk about in the Sufi, in the Tasawwuf, in world, is Maulana Jalaluddin Rumi, rahmullahu ta'ala anhu. So when Jalaluddin Rumi was in his childhood, he met Fariduddin Attar. And Fariduddin Attar that time have completed one of the book like this which we are discussing today, Pannama. He gave him the book called Asrar Nama, the book of secrets. So you can see, just try to get the idea. If the great Masnawi Rumi, the most read book after Quran in America is the book of Jalaluddin Rumi. People read, of course, some of them read his book out of the context in the world of love, so, but so this great Jalaluddin Rumi even benefited from this great person whom we are talking about today, is actually Abu Hamid Nur Muhammad Fariduddin Attar. Actually, his parents named him Nur Muhammad. Okay, so Farid ad-Din Attar is actually his title, his laqab, not his real name. Okay, so Attar was his profession because his father had those days Attar. Nowadays we think Attar is only the shop of a perfumer or who is selling perfume, but in those days Attar was the shop of something like the sensei shop today, the Chinese sensei shop. They sell all the medicine, all the herbs in the world. So Attar was that in those days. So, and it is very interesting that I used to hear this from Professor Usman Bakar as well, that why there was this type of trend, fashion, that someone who is in medicine like Ibn Sina, and he goes into fiqh. So similarly, when we are looking at this Fariduddin Attar, his father is putting him in this shop to learn about the medicines, learn about the chemical, but then he later decides to change and becomes the Sufi sheikh and poet. Okay, so what is that co-relationship of being in medicine and then going into that field? And Professor Usman Bakar, I still remember, he said that the correlation, the munasaba, is the spiritual medicine and the material, the bodily medicine. Like our body gets sick, we need medicine. Similarly, when spiritually we are sick, so these people understand it better than us. They understand like the body can get sick. Similarly, our ruh can get sick as well. And that needs medicine and cure. So they go into that field as well. Okay. So anyway, so he died. He was born in 513 Hijri and died in 627 Hijri, the time of fitna of the Mongols when they were attacking. This is the time he passed away. Right. So let's go to the next slide. I will share something about him, his life.
Yeah, but I am clicking it, but
Okay.
it's not coming out. It's either I take you off the pin.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Yes, sorry, Dr. Farid, I think you just need to share.
Okay, all right.
It's not
Oh,
allowing me to
all right, okay, okay.
share, although it's already on sharing. Stop sharing. Okay.
Okay, so share, I'll share.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, can see it?
Yeah.
All right. So I'll make it, it will look bigger. Okay, so we'll be discussing these 4 things today. Table of contents, you can see first I'll talk about Attar and his works. Little bit will shed light on this, and then we'll go into Pandanama, the book of advice, wisdom. A little bit I'll talk about Pannama, what is the book about, and then number 3 we'll be talking about some selected poems and verses with English translations and some deciphering. And then number 4 will be a very brief one, relevance of Pannama to today, to our time, and to us, to our life. So these are the 4 things, inshallah. So we will not take long, inshallah. So let's start with the first one about Attar and his works. So now you can see here, so his name Abu Hamid bin Abu Bakr Ibrahim Fariduddin Attar. So he's a Persian poet, mystic, and he is a hagiographer who lived in the 12th and 13th century. Now, what is hagiographer is, and this point is very important because Fariduddin Attar was someone who was keen to always be in the sohbah of sheikhs and shuyukhs. So any Sufi sheikh was in his time, or he will try his best to be in their majlis and be with around them. And that's the reason why he ended up writing. So hagiographer is someone who writes the life of the saints, or life of the awliya and the walis and the scholars. So this was, and this is the reason why he ended up writing. He has a book which is known as the Tazkiratul Awliya, the memorial of the saints. So, and because he was spending most of his time with in the sohbah, in the companionship of the mashayikh and the Sufi sheikhs, and that's the reason why how he got influenced and how he mastered the tasawwuf, and then he went into the poetic expression of the Sufi teachings. So actually he is well known for, when I came to ISTEC first to do my master's, so everyone were talking about this book, Mantiqut Tayr. He is well known for this book. Every time you will hear Fariduddin Attar, immediately people will say, oh, the Mantiqut Tayr author, the Conference of the Birds. Right, so this is his famous book. He is known because of this book, and this is a very interesting which is actually, people who are listening, this book you have English translation of it. You can go and read actually what does he mean by Mantiqut Tayr, the Conference of the Birds, is that it is a spiritual journey of the soul to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So so the poem uses the journey of group of birds, right? Like we human being trying to go and connect to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the group of birds is actually the soul which is trying to travel to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, led by Hupi or Hudhud. Hudhud, which is in Quran, the bird which when we hear the story of Sulaiman alayhi salam, so led by this bird. So it's a metaphor for the Sufi path to enlightenment. All right. Now he has some other significant books, including the Book of Divine, Ilahi Nama, the Book of Affliction, Musibat Nama, the Memorial of the Saints, Tazkiratul Awliya, which I just mentioned, and then he has this Asrar Nama, the Book of Secrets, which I said that when Jalaluddin Rumi in his childhood, when he met Attar, Fariduddin Attar. That's the time Fariduddin Attar gave him this hadiyah. And this book is the one which changed his life of Jalaluddin Rumi. The name of the book is Asrar Nama, the book of secrets. Okay, so now he has about 113 books, and his writing style is Masnawiyat. That means two verses, one verse and another two verses will complete the what he's trying to say. So that's why it is called Masnawiyat, Masnawi 2, something which is compiled into twos. And but beside this, he also have ash'ar. He has lot of poems beside the Masnawiyat. Okay, so we are going to number 2, Pandnama itself, the book of. So Pand is the word actually which is from the Persian, the Pahlavi language. So the word Pand was used in the Pahlavi language in the meaning of advice or counseling, wisdom. So it is still, it continued to be used, especially even Sheikh Saadi's book, Karima, is also named Pandanama. But to differentiate between the Pandanama of Saadi and Pandanama of Fariduddin Attar, so they called it, the first poem is the dua in Sheikh Saadi's book known as Karima. Karima in Persian language, if you want to say Ya Allah, you add the alif at the end of the word, it becomes Ya. So Karim, Allah is Karim. When you say Karima, oh Allah, all right? So Sheikh Saadi's book Karima is also Pandanama, means a book of advice. And this book of Fariduddin Attar is also Pandanama, book of advice, wisdom, counsel. The dua of Sheikh, even many of these people from Kurd, they give so much reverence to the dua of Sheikh Saadi in Pandanama of Sheikh Saadi, which is known as Karima. And if you will ask them, they will read Karima babakshaye barhalama ke hastam asire kamande hawa nadarem gaira zatu fariyadaras tuya siyara khata bakshobas. So that is the famous dua of Sheikh Saadi. He is Pandanama. We are talking about the Pandanama of our Fariduddin Attar. So now the Pandanama Book of Wisdom is a collection of moral, ethical advice written in verse form, right? And like many of Attar's other writings, he offers insights into Sufi wisdom and spiritual teachings. I would say Pandanama is a handbook of tarbiyah, because you will see the samples which I will be sharing with you is actually a handbook of tarbiyah. If someone wants to do the tarbiyah of children or tarbiyah of an individual, Pandanama is an amazing book for that. Okay, so it's a collection of didactic poetry. Now, didactic poetry is where the poet, he has a plot. You know, you see, when you say poetry just out of fil badia, right? Fil badi is you're just following the flow. But in didactic poetry, you are not doing that. In didactic poetry, you have a plan. You want to express a set of ideas, a set of lesson. All right, and I think it's a little bit difficult. Someone might say that this is artificial. It's not badia, right? But it's actually the mastery of like that day. I just got that. I always had this question, and when something reaches the peak, when someone reaches the peak of his expertise, he is able to express his ideas into verses, into poems. All right. So this is what Sheikh Fariduddin Attar does when he wants to advise someone. So his poetry is didactic. It will have this set of moral and ethical guidance. All right. Now, even though this is a lesser known book, but in Dars and Nizami of India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and subcontinent, Panthanama is taught as a syllabus, and there's a reason why I know this book, because I studied it A to Z, page to page, right? But that time I was quite young. Now when I'm going through Panthanama, I have another level of understanding. When I studied this, when I was, I think, 18 years old, when I studied Panthanama, so that time it didn't make much sense to me, except the mastery of the classical Persian language. All right, but now I can see I have a different understanding of this book. Now, another another term which is I will be discussing about is aphorism, which is coming a little bit after a while. So the Conference of the Beds is the famous book, but still the Panthanama, it does have a significant value in Persian literature and Sufi teachings. The book is structured as a series of short, concise aphorisms and teachings that are intended to impart wisdom on a variety of topics. Now, aphorisms is like expressing the usuls or the rule, the law of the nature. It will be very obvious. So aphorisms is like you are telling a usul. And this is the beauty of Farid Attar, when he is telling you how to fix a sickness of the soul. He is telling you in a very concise usul. Okay, this thing can be fixed in 4 points. You get rid of 4 things, you can solve this issue. He will tell you like this. All right. So that's why these 2 keywords, if you want to understand Panthanama, one didactic poetry, another is concise aphorisms. All right. So this is his style. Now this book has about 57. I looked into 2 manuscripts. One is the Persian manuscripts in Iran. They will have only like 55 chapters. 75 chapters like that. But the manuscripts which are in subcontinent, they have more chapters. All right. So we need to, this study should be done why this type of difference is there in the chapters. Okay, let's go to the next point. So now we're going into number 3, selected poems and verses. And inshallah, will be done soon. So the first one, he starts his book with the praise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is quite common in Sufi poets. They start with the hamd and bismillah. So they will always start with the hamd bari ta'ala. Dar hamd bari ta'ala. Dar in Farsi is on, or it is ala or fi. All right. So dar hamd bari ta'ala, praise of Almighty Allah. Hamd behad a khudai pak ra, anke iman dad mushte khak ra, anke dar adam damid u ruh ra, dad as tufan najat u nuh ra, आके फरमा कर्द कहरश बादरा ता सजाए दाद कौम आदरा आके लुत्फ ख्वेश रा इजहार कर्द खलीलश नार रा गुलजार कर्द आ खुदावंदी के हंगामे सहर कर्द कौम लूत रा ज़ेरो ज़ब. Unlimited praise to that holy God, to Allah, who granted faith to a handful of dirt. We are made of dirt, one fist of dirt, and Allah has put iman into us. So you see, he has a very interesting way to express the praise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Normally people, when they praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they are going to talk about how Allah made the mountain, how Allah made the heaven, the trees and all. But his style is different. He is going into what Allah have done to previous people. And that's why you can see right after the second line, he is saying, he who breathed the soul into Adam, and then he saved Noah from the flood, he whose anger commanded the wind to punish the people of Ad, he who expressed his kindness on his Khalil, changed the fire to garden. Khalilash bar Khalilash narra gulzar kard. Gulzar, garden of knowledge. Gulzar Vista, Gulzar in Persian means garden. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala changed the fire for Ibrahim alayhi salam into garden. All right. So, and then Hangame Sahar, it means morning time, the dawn time. That God who at dawn made the people of Lot upside down. Zero zab, upside down. Sometimes it is also expressed in Farsi as zero zabar. Zer as zabar. Zer is kasra and zabar is fatha, up and down. All right. So he sometimes that is used in Farsi, or sometimes it is used zero zab. All right, means upside down. So you can say this is the sample. So it's a different way of expressing the praise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then and then he goes into next one is dar amal khalis, pure action. All right. So now this is why I'm selecting this, is because this is also related to us, to academics, and also to the Muslims today. All right. That why it is important that we need to have this pure action. All right. And what does he mean by that? Har ke bashat ahle ima a aziz. A aziz is sometimes Sheikh Saadi uses a pisar. A pisar means oh child. So this is very common in Persian poetry. They will be always saying the mukhatab is oh child. In this case, a aziz, oh my dear. So that means it's not only throwing the words, but he is concerned. He has this connection with the mukhatab, the love for the mukhatab. So har ke bashat ahle ima a aziz, pak darat char cheese or char cheese. Now this is his style. He says he will do this. You see the second line there? Keep pure 4 things from 4 things. That means he is going to tell you this idea how to make our actions, our amal, khalis by 4 things. And this book, Pannama, is full of this. Char as char, 4 from 4, 4 from 4. All the advices are like this in this book. All right. And that's the reason why I'm saying that this book is actually a handbook of tarbiyah. It's very easy to use for tarbiyah. So the one who is the bearer of faith, oh dear, keeps pure 4 things from 4 things. Cleanse your heart from envy first, number 1. Only after that count yourself among the believers. Question ra ba'ad as mu'min shumar. When we have cleared our heart from envy, only then we can count ourselves among the believers. Okay. Pak dar as kidib wa as ghibat zaban. This is the second one. Keep clean from lying and backbiting your tongue, so that your faith does not suffer lost. Because the hadith is there, right? A mu'min is going to accumulate mountains and mountains of ajr and thawab, but then one riba, one harsh word to someone, they're all gone. All right. So this is what he is saying. He's advising in that line that we should also be careful. The second thing is to clean our tongue from lying and backbiting. Clear if you keep your actions from showing off, riya. This is the third one, that we should also keep our actions clear from riya. You can see there number 4, pak agar dari amal ra azziya shama ima martura bashad diya. If we can keep our actions clean from showing off, your candle of faith will stay alight. Okay, so and then the fourth one is, if you keep your stomach from unlawful, unsoiled, if you keep our stomach clean from haram, okay, he uses the word haram, chu shikam ra pak dari az haram, okay, then you are a man of faith and peace. Two things will come if we are saving our stomach from haram. We are not consuming haram. Two things will happen. We are going to have strong faith, iman, and another, we are going to have peace, the inner peace. All right. So that's what he said. Mard iman darat dar bashi was salam. Okay. Now, let's go to the other one, another selection which I have collected for you, which will be good for you. Dar alamat hai buzurgi, signs of dignity. All right. What makes a person a dignified human being? Now, we have a very wrong conception nowadays. We affiliate ourselves with material, expensive clothes, expensive cars, higher positions and all. But he is telling us, if you want to be dignified, then this is what you need. Again, he starts, char cheez am the buzargi ra dalil. Acquiring of four things are indicators of dignity. Again, four. All right. Har ke darat bawad marde jalil. Whoever owns them will be great man. Marde jalil, he will be great man if he owns these four indicants. What are those? Honors the knowledge without any reservation. He ilmra ezaz kardan be hisab. He honors the knowledge without any limitation, any reservation. All right. So this is the first sifat. A person who wants to be dignified, he has to give importance to knowledge in his life. Second one, khalq ra dadan jawab ba sawab, provides people with right answers. That means one is having knowledge, another is using the knowledge to solve and be amana in giving the answer, giving the solution. So that's the second one. A person who wants to be dignified, he is going to work day and night to make sure his research is providing the right solution. Not like some of these industries, they just want to make money. All right. And now we can see we are having all these side effects of all those injections we took in COVID-19. All right. So this is the second thing which we need to do if we want to be dignified, that we need to provide the right answer, right solutions. Another sign, he says, Digar a bashat ke jaweed wasal dost wa aan ke az dushman hadar kardan nekost. Another sign is he looks for union with friends. All right. For staying away from enemies is right thing to do. All right. So the third thing is, if you want to be dignified, we are always looking for silatul rahim. We want to be friends. We are not going forward by burning the ship and burning the old bridges. All right. No, we want to maintain our relationship. So this is the third one. All right. Oh, brother. Now, this is very interesting. A brother. Okay, this is a Parsi word, right? A brother, gar khird dari tamam, naram mo nashiri gowi ba mardum kalam. Oh, brother, if you are fully sane, talk to people with soft and sweet words. This is the fourth one. Okay, naram wa shirin. Soft, naram is soft, shirin is sweet. All right. You see, what's the use? A person is really, rich, but when he talks, poison comes out from his words. These type of people are not dignified. All right. And I still remember marhum, our Prof. Kamal Hassan, Allah yarham, may Allah give him Jannah and give him the highest level. I still remember one day we were standing in a line, and then he said to me, we don't want our students to be educated barbarians. You know, and then I said, what do you mean by that, Prof? You said, sometimes we see people get masters, PhDs, but when you see their behavior in making line for food and in the public, they are just like jahils. So these are educated barbarians. All right. So we don't want that. So these are the four dignity. Actually, it's a long. I'm only selecting. This poem is long one actually on dignity. So this is very important for us today. All right. Quickly we go next one. Dar sifat badbakhti, qualities of adversity. Badbakhti in Arabic is shaqi. The one who is shaqi, who is evil, who is full of misery. All right. Again, what does he do? Padnama, our Farid in Attar, he starts char, cheese, athar, badbakhti, bawad. Four things are the qualities of misery. Four things again. Jahili, wakahili, sakti, bawad. Ignorance, jahili. Kahili, laziness. And sakti, bawad, rigidity. A person who is rigid, very no tolerance, no flexibility. So these are three, and the fourth one is the second line, powerlessness. Bekasi wa nakasi har char should. So powerless, all are four. So ignorance number one, laziness number two, rigidity number three, and powerlessness. When person, no one wants to help him, no one is there to be with him. So this person is powerlessness. So all are four signs of evilness are all these. And then after that he says, har ke dar band ibadat mi shawad, beshak as ahle saadat mi shawad. Immediately he gives the solution. How we can become the opposite of shaqi is saada, is sa'id. All right. How we can become someone who is full of goodness and luck and fortune. So he says, whoever gets into worship without any doubt becomes fortunate. All right. That means the one who can be into the ibadah of worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and ibadah is opposite of all those things. Jahil will not do ibadah. Kahil, lazy, will not do ibadah. Sakti, the rigid, he will not do ibadah. And powerlessness, coward. All right. Coward person, cowardice. He will also, is too cold. He will not wake up to make wudu. All right. So this is the, he's giving solution. The one who puts himself into ibadah can get rid of all those four things. I think this is the last one, and then I will go into the relevance, which is also I think is the last one. Yes. So, and I intentionally got the last one, the last selection today. Dar sifat mujahid nafs, disciplining the soul. All right. Now he has a very long poem on this topic. I just selected some important things from this, which is very interesting the way he expresses it. Nafs na tawa gasht illa baseh cheese. This time there's no four. Seh is three in Farsi. Right? So he says the lower desires cannot be defeated except with three things. Right? Shu bagoyam yad girash e aziz. When I am saying, you remember it, oh dear. So what are those three things? Very interesting. You look at his metaphors, his allegory. Khanjare khamoshi, wa shamshire ju', nezae tanhai, wa tarke hujur. Dagger of silence. Silence. So he expresses it as dagger. Khanjar. Khanjar is a dagger in Farsi. Dagger of silence. And then shamshire ju', sword of hunger. All right, sword of hunger. Shamshir in Farsi is sword. Sword of hunger. And number three, spear of isolation. Nezae tanhai. And the last one, actually these are three. And then he continues the discussion. And abandoning of sleep. All right, tarke huju, staying away from a lot of sleeping. All right. So these three, he says, har kera na bawad murattab I salah nafse u hargiz nami yabat falah. Whoever is not equipped with these weapons, what he calls it weapons, Khanjar, the dagger of silence, the sword of hunger, and the spear of isolation. These three weapons, whoever is not equipped with these weapons, his soul definitely will not acquire success, will not acquire falah. All right. So I think UI, when we talk about insan sejahtera, we should be using all this, all the Pannama of Farid Attar will be very suitable for insan sejahtera definition. Okay. Chunke dil be yad ilahat bawad deo mal'oon yar hamrahat bawad. All right. And when the heart is empty of Allah's remembrance, cursed shaitan will be his accompanying friend. All right. So when the heart is empty of Allah's remembrance, then the mal'oon shaitan is going to become the friend and always going to accompany us. All right. So now, so these are some of his poems which I selected for you, and you can see he has this style of, and that's the reason why I'm saying aphorism. He's going to give you very direct. Okay, this thing 3, this thing 4. Sometimes he'll say 6, sometimes he'll say 5. All right, and then he'll explain to you. All right, so and in a very easy, actually, if you his Persian, actually the inshallah some other, actually it's a wazan. He uses a wazan for is mafa'il fa'il. Something there's the meter he uses for his masnawi, for this masnawi. Okay, all right. So now the last part, the relevance to contemporary era, is very, all of us know what is this: Islamization of the self and Islamization of the soul. Right, we always talk about this and many times, but it is never a direct discussion. It is always a embedded discussion. We all talk about Islamization of sciences, Islam this and that, and then suddenly we say we should be Islamizing ourselves also. All right, but Farid Attar, he is all about this. His Pandanama is all about how to fix ourselves. Okay, so understanding human behavior, number 1. Attar wrote all his works throughout his life. Like you can see, when Jalaluddin Rumi met him in his childhood, he wrote that time Asrar Nama. Okay, Pandanama is a later work, when his end life work. So he, all through different challenges came and different situation came, he kept on writing. That means he could see what is happening to the people. Different challenges are influencing the behavior. Human changes their behavior. And then Attar comes and writes about it and tells, okay, we need to fix this again, to go back again to Insan Kamil, to go back again to what Rumi talks about, the promise, the covenant we made in the Quran, alastu bi rabbikum qalu bala. All right, so this is where understanding human behavior. And then ilmu suluk, you see, this is the mistake of many of the people who come into Sufism. They think Sufism is only about making zikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the biggest misconception. Ilmu suluk is different. Ilmu suluk is where we are fixing, we are acquiring, mastering the good akhlaq and getting rid of the radha'il, the rejected akhlaq. This is ilmu suluk. Right? So taqarrub ila Allah is deeply connected with praiseworthy akhlaq. We can do all tahajjud, But if our behavior with the neighbor is not good, then we are acquiring the sawab in tahajjud and morning. When we misbehave with the neighbor, all are gone. So it messes up our taqarrub, our relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All right. So and this Fariduddin Attar, you will see Pandanama, he talks very less about zikr issues. It's all about fixing this our human behavior. Okay. And so one is understanding what influenced and messed up the behavior of the human, understanding which one is the right behavior, which one is the wrong behavior, and the third one, counseling. And that's the time a good sheikh is going to counsel and coach with the right tarbiyah lessons. All right. And actually I was thinking to do this, but I could never do it. That how all these living sheikhs who are still alive, how to go and get all their tarbiyah system in written. Shukr of Allah that Pandanama of Faridin Attar, we have it recorded. When you read each one of his chapter, you can see how he is providing you do 4 things, do 3 things, do 6 things, right? And this is what is missing. This is missing in us. You know, we are doing counseling, but our counseling is somehow we are just getting what influenced by the Western ideas. Okay, so that's why books like this have to be either we master classical Persian or classical Turkey, so that we can tap into these living treasures. All right, or we need to work on one of the projects in Islamization is translation of the classical works, which actually RUM is not doing much. I'll be very frank with you. All right, this should be a big chunk. A special budget should be there that we tap into all these great classical works and translate that, if people cannot read and learn those languages. Otherwise, it will be all gone. Okay, so even nowadays, even Persians, you ask them to read Panama, they will not read because this Farsi is difficult for them. Okay, so but then what will happen? These all are decaying there on the shelf, in the books, in the pages. So this is what is under relevance. I'm trying to give this message that this type of books are very important for the murabbi. Right, that we need to tap into this type of treasures and use it for the tarbiyah of our students, and also for our own self, our own soul. All right, so with this I will end my talk, and then inshallah we can have some discussion if there is time. Wa akhri dawana alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
MashaAllah. You took us through a lesson of Persian. I did when I was doing my bachelor degree in Azhar, I took Persian as a second language. But don't ask me now any Persian. I've forgotten it because it's like 30 over years ago and nobody to talk to. So mashallah, you really elevated us about this Wali Allah, yeah? Jalaluddin Rumi's poems. Okay, I see there is one question in the chat before I open up to anyone who wants to ask. Can you suggest from Rabab, can you suggest the best English translation of Panam? And maybe you can explain, Dr. Farid, what is the translation of Pan and Nama?
Okay, Pand is advice, Nama is collection or book.
Okay.
Okay, so Pand Nama. So either it is Pand is, that's why I'm saying it's a Pahlavi language, but still it is used, the classical Persian writers, they continued using that word Pand into Farsi. for the meaning of advice, counseling, wisdom, hikmah. All right. So and nama is like you are writing a document. So even nikah nama, the certificate of nikah is called nikah nama in Farsi. All right. So any certificate they call it nama. All right. So yeah. So it's a written document. About the translation which I provided is rough translation of my own Pandanama, because there is a work done by a Oriental scholar, but I was fooled. Spent money to buy it in American dollars. When it was sent to me, I was what do you call? I was not very happy with the work they did. It's just like he's talking about the history and this and that, very less about the poems itself. So yeah, so until now I did not find any full English translation of Pannama, fully a scholarly translation I did not find until now.
All right, I open up to the floor. Yeah, anyone who wants to ask questions, just please do so. Or if you shy, you can type it in the chat. By the way, we live streaming in Facebook now. Yeah. Anyone?
I do hope that hi.
Yes, please.
Yeah,
who are you? Sorry.
I'm Rabah, the one who posted asking about the best English translation for Panama. Do you have any plan for the speaker? Do you have any plan to start a project on English translation of Panama?
I will be very happy, but if I am given chance to have a study cycle to complete A to Z, to have a group to read through, then it will motivate me to translate. Just to sit only for translation might be it will be then it will not force me, it will not motivate me, because and to be frank with you, there are so many things I have started like this translation, but is all sitting there. Some have completed but very rough draft translation, not yet edited. So but I am actually really because to share with you this book Pandanama, and then another one is Karima, another Pandanama of Sheikh Saadi. It really influenced me, my personal life, about akhlaq, about sweet words, about akhlaq, about how we talk to people. It really influenced, and I very young age, and thank you very much. Inshallah, actually you are in a way motivating me as well.
May Allah ease. I would like to benefit from it, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Thank you so much, Sister Rabab, for the participation. I open up to others. Yes. We have, mashallah, we have people all the way from Tanzania with us.
Oh, mashallah.
Yeah, we have Abdul Ghani is from Nigeria.
Well, Abdul Ghani is from Nigeria, but I think he might be joining from Oman.
Oh.
He's based in Oman now.
No, this is Abdul Ghani Bello. He's our PhD student.
Okay.
Yeah. I see Dr. Shahid is also here with us. And Dr. Bughaida Ghalia is with us also as well, mashallah. Ahlan wa sahlan. We have Professor Haiza Rokis, the HOD for Sociology, is also with us. Ahlan wa sahlan. Please feel free to ask questions. This is the opportunity. Yes, Prof. Abdul Rahman.
Okay. Assalamualaikum, Dr. Farid.
Waalaikumsalam, Sheikhuna, Ustaduna, how are you?
كيف الحال? Are you fine?
Alhamdulillah.
You are now residing in New Zealand?
Yes, yes.
Okay, I'm happy to hear that. So I'm proposing to, inspired by your talk tonight, to see our curriculum, as you mentioned earlier, about Islamization and so on. In our department, I think we have Malay literature, in addition to the Arabic literature. I mean the content of Malay literature, Saja, and other Sufi content from the Malay writers. So I think when I heard about your translation from this Persian language, I think there are many other languages have this kind of ulama or wali who wrote about this, about Sufism, about the akhlaq and tarbiyah and hikmah. So I think this the role of our society, our league, Rabitah, to propose to the department, and Prof. Rahma is from the department, and propose the university, like you suggest just now, to have this kind of wisdom content from different languages, in addition to the Arabic part, because what we are doing now, just from Arabic sources, we ignore other languages. Because our Islamic civilization is too long, about 1,400 years. It's all nations in the world are sharing their wisdom. Because these are the spiritualistic. We are talking about the spiritual. So this is not only Arab, who that taqwa. In akramakum indallahi atqakum. Who is the atqakum? Is it Arab or Quraysh or that? No. We are civilization in Indo-Pak and Malay archipelago. Those Muslim kingdoms, ulama and awliya. So this, I think, is good proposal. You started with the proposal. I support. I second your proposal. And Prof. Rahmana is the chairperson tonight. She is my deputy for the Rabitah. This is her time to do changes, especially for the building of student, even the staff, spiritualism, tarbiyah and nafs, or tazkiyat and nafs, not only intellectual, the aspect akal and mantiq or logic only. So for me, myself, I'm very inspired with your translation. Even like the Prof. Rahma, we have that background. During our university level, we took Islamic languages. So I second your suggestion to have Islamic languages content of wisdom. I read for example, from Turkey, Rasail al-Nur, I have the Azkar, Salawat and Azkar, and I have Salih Ja'far from Sudan. And I read the many languages also, but translated from Malay language, from other language as well. So this tonight, with your good choice of the topic, at least I get 1% from your talk. That's enough to change my life. Thank you, Prof. Thank you, Doctor. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam, Sheikhuna.
Salam. Jazakumullah khairan, Prof. Abdul Rahman Cik. Yes, brother, see, you got a personal invitation already from the president of the Rabitah. So, inshallah, we can conduct halaqat on this topic of wisdom from the pearls of wisdom in Persian through your translation. Nahnu nastafid. Inshallah.
Assalamualaikum.
Salam, faddalu. Yes, who is with us?
Jazakumullah khairan. My name is Abdul Ghani Bello.
Abdul Ghani. Okay. Ahlan wa sahlan.
Thanks so much for the work, for the lecture.
Switch on your
Thanks so
camera,
much.
lah. Switch on your camera so we can see you. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Hello,
Yeah.
can you?
Yes,
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 ma'am.
you can see you.
Inshallah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ahlan
Yeah,
wa sahlan.
I just want to ask, is there an Arabic version of these poems? Then what is the original language through which the poet composed this poem?
Okay. The original language is Farsi, but this is classical Persian. Classical Persian, because we have, and this is only one sample. We have many, even Sheikh Saadi is there, and these are from Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah scholars. Some of them have interesting life as well. Like especially Sheikh Saadi is someone who is a roving scholar. Like they do not stay in one place. He keeps on moving, and then he experiences new people, new village, new something happening there, and then he expresses it, and he will write, okay, this should have been done like they like Gulistan and Bostan and all those type of books. So this is we have beside Arabic what do you call Farsi, Urdu. These two languages have done great work, amount of work, especially shuruhat, shuruhat of classical, of tafsirs and hadith, and so you can say they are influenced. Like if I want to write sharah of this Pandnama, I will be able to trace back to the hadith or trace back to the Quran, from because he is getting that idea, the real idea he is getting from the Quran or from the hadith, but he's expressing it. And this is the beauty of poetry, that poem, that we need to do that takhrij where he's coming from. But another point here, our dear Sheikh Abdul Ghani Bello, this there was a time when many of these great Sufi and works were translated into Arabic from Farsi. But I don't know that movement is going on or stopped. For example, I'll give you example. Kashful Mahjub of Al-Hujwari. Original language is Farsi, but it was translated into Arabic with a really good takhrij, with the hadith and everything in Arabic. Also, it's translated into English, unveiling the something. ISTEC library have it both, actually, Arabic and English both. All right, so ISTEC, you will find this type of things in ISTEC library. All right, so somewhere like written directly in Persian languages. All right, not translated, or yeah, but you can say they are getting that idea from the hadith and from the Quran, but expressing it for the people they are living in. People who do not speak Arabic, they speak Persia, they speak Farsi, right? So some of these poets, you will find that they have this injection of lot of Arabic words. Some are like that as well. Like this one, Panorama, you will find very less Arabic words. But people like Sheikh Saadi, you will find Arabic words as well within the Farsi. They will get the words, they will just refer to an ayah of the Quran, and take the word from there and include it in their poem. Right. So yeah, so this is classical Farsi, which I read to you. Actually, classical Farsi is a little bit difficult. For example, if you see here, my slide is still on sharing, right?
Yes, yes.
So for example, you see this word, okay, Neko Astka. Oh, where is Neko Ast? You see here, the second last line. Digar a bashat ke jawid wasal dost. All right. Another sign is he looks for union with friends. Wa ke as dushman hadar kardan neko ast. The word hadar, the Arabic is hadar wal ibaha, right? That word. To hadar means to stay away, that you try to keep yourself hadar wal ibaha, things which are mamnu and things which are mubah, right? So this type of words they get it, they get the idea from Arabic. Now the word neko ast is actually not that word. The actual word is nek nun ya kaf. Nek means good, all right, and sin ta is actually ast with the alif, but because of the wazn of the meter of the poetry, they shorten it, they remove the ya from there. So you have to say it like in a way as if it is there, but it's not there actually. Like for example, kardan neko ast, but I as a reader, I know actually ya is hidden there. All right, so this is because they follow the meter. The meter is Arabic actually. Meter is mafa'il
Nikawafi.
yes, no, they have to follow that meter. So like this Masnawi, he is mafa'il fa'ilun or fa'il. So that is the meter for one line. All right, so when he will run this thing on it, the poet, the Farsi poem on it, he will play with the words and use all those rules to shorten it, and so for example, a brother gar khird dari tamam, actual word is a brother agar, alif is there, like, and the Malaysians, they use this word agar.
Agar.
Yes, right? If, all right? So, a brother agar, but because of the wazan, he dropped the alif from there. So, a brother gar khirdari tamam. All right? And then naram wo shiri gowi ba mardum kalam. Goi. All right? So, they are also goyanda and goyindi, goyinda-i. All right, so saying something. All right, so they remove lot of things to fit the meter. So it's a after Arabic, actually the most academic language was Farsi. In this world, especially when you talk about Khurasan. Now when you see the Maqbara, I gave the photo of his grave, right? You see here his grave. This is his grave of Farid Attar. All right. Now, what are they saying? Maqbara of Sheikh Fariduddin Attar, Nishapur, Iran. But was Nishapur in Iran in classical time? No, it was part of Khurasan. All right. So the Greater Persia, right? So that's why we need to this part of the world, Khurasan, which we call. Khurasan was a great civilization, came from there, and great scholars have contributed in languages. After Arabic, they contributed a lot in Farsi. Even I, personally, I'm telling you my experience, I learnt my Sarf and Nahu in Persian language. All right, so Sarf Mir, Nahu Mir, all these books I have to memorize to memorize the Qawaid of Nahu. Even Sharamito Amil of Jurjani, even this, the Farsi commentary, I had to study the Farsi to understand. So that's the reason why they were teaching Farsi in subcontinent, so that before we can go into learning Arabic. So yeah, so it's a scholarly language, Sheikh.
Doctor, I also want to ask, this poem as it is now, structurally, it looks like Arabic poems, like the way it's been arranged. But I look at it from Kofia aspect. So it doesn't look like it has the same letter at the end of it, like just like Arabic poem. So how is it? Is it flexible to prosodic rules, just like Arabic one, or is a bit different?
Farsi have same. They have two like Arabic. Some are Simai and some are Qiyasi. The rules are Simai and Qiyasi. Qiyasi rules which have rules, you can have to abide by the rules to make changes. But some rules are Simai, doesn't have rules. The mother tongue, the native speaker will know about those. Like it comes from their generation to generation. So I think something similar to this is also happening in Arabic, right? We have qiyasi and simai rules, right? So simai is which is passing on from generation to generation, but not written anywhere. So for example, kitab is muannas or muzakkar, right? In Arabic, but in Urdu, kitab is muannas. All right, so you cannot say mera kitab, my book. Mera is for muzakkar in Urdu. You cannot say mera kitab because kitab is muannas, so you have to say meri kitab. So but as someone who doesn't know Urdu like me, I learned Urdu. For me to master that simai qaida, it took me so long because how to figure out which word is muzakkar and which word is muannas in their language. There's no rule for it. All right, so it's only by listening to it. So some qaida is like that. So Farsi is also like that. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Brother Abdul Ghani, Dr. Abdul Ghani, for your participation. MashaAllah. Okay. Any more questions before we call it a night?
السلام عليكم.
Alaikum salam. Fadal. Who is with us?
كيف
الله
الحال؟
أكبر.
شيخ الكبير.
شيخ.
طبعا دكتور فريد يعني صديق
Dr. Abdul
عزيز
Hamid.
وحميم. For so long we were together in FIDS and then we
Yes.
moved together also to Fiqh. He is Farid from Fiji, has Mufti of Fiji, mashallah. What is so unique about Dr. Farid is he what you call experiences with Arabic, Malay, English, Urdu, Farsi. So I was, for tonight's topic, I was suggesting, as Dr. Abdurrahman just now mentioned, to engage some departments. So since Dr. Ruhaila is here, I was suggesting to collaborate and cooperate our Rabitah with the Department of Sociology and Anthropology. We have to look or maybe see how these wisdoms might help the society to overcome some of the social ills. Because we need these wisdoms to be translated into actions. So how they are impactful in the society in having some changes. Now we see in our society, we have many social ills, not only in Malaysia, in the entire Muslim world. So how these wisdoms might help the youth, the young, to overcome certain issues in the society. So if it is okay for the department to collaborate with us, I think it's a good idea to come out with some relevant wisdoms that might tackle certain issues in the society. ما رأيكم يا بروف رحمة؟
MashaAllah. Allah nawar alik. Yeah.
بارك الله فيكم.
Very
And then
true.
from there also we can move to other departments within our kuliya, because we want to see these wisdoms,
In
noble
action.
ideas, to be يعني translated into certain what you call يعني actions, not only to memorize the shi'r or the and poems, but we want them to see how relevant they are in our society today, how they can change the society, how they can develop the mentality of the youth. So relevantisation is extremely important. Yeah. And now, mashallah, you are living in New Zealand. So certain Muslims who are minorities, definitely they will learn a lot from this wisdoms. But even the majority Muslim countries like Malaysia, Algeria, Indonesia, Nigeria, we still need, but how to actualize these wisdoms? This is the issue. We memorize, alhamdulillah, but how to actualize and how to internalize? So the Murabbi, as you just said, the Murabbi has to use, it is, supposedly we as Murabbi lecturers or parents, when we talk about these wisdoms, we want our kids, our students, to actualize them. And to actualize them, we have to internalize them in ourselves. As we just said now, memorizing them is not sufficient. We want to walk the talk, as you said. Walk the talk. We teach our students, we teach our kids, but they don't see us as murabbin. Why? Because we lack the practicality of these wisdoms. I don't want my kids to memorize wisdoms, but rather to actualize and to internalize in the way how we treat them. I talk about love, mercy, but I don't show my students love and mercy. So Rahmatul Alameen, as in IUM always we sing the song. Do our students see mercy in us, from us? Do we practice mercy with them at home with our wives or children? So I don't know. We are somewhere. We talk about wisdom, about noble ideas, but in terms of practicality, we are not. So perhaps this, inshallah, will help. Barakallah fikum.
Barakallah fiik. Inshallah. Another project for you. Okay.
We want to hear
Any-
from Dr. Wahida. Is there any possibility for the Department of Sociology and Anthropology to cooperate with our Rabitah to come up with certain tangible ideas?
Waalaikumsalam. Faham tadi.
I am in the dark actually. Dr. Abdul Hamid, thank you for mentioning my name just now. Okay, I was so surprised, but speechless. The topic is actually beyond my knowledge. Okay, I've been listening to Prof. Rahmah, okay, Prof. Farid, okay, for just to learn, to get some knowledge together. Okay, but of course, okay, Dr. Hamid, okay, if you are interested, okay, definitely we can collaborate, okay, because we know that we have lots of issues, okay, in our society, regardless where we are, Malaysia or everywhere around the globe, okay, we need to help each other. So inshallah, do contact each other. Please contact me.
MashaAllah. Barakallah fiik. Here, inshallah. Thank you so much, Prof. All right.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
Ustazah,
Salam.
Masya Allah.
Yeah, Assalamualaikum. Really, I am very, very pleased to be with you in this session today. Shaykhuna, really we miss you in our department.
Yeah, I have to come, man.
Yes,
Inshallah.
you have to come back. We use always when we see you, we say, oh, this is Shaykh Mufti. But now, no Mufti, no Shaykh. Allah. Subhanallah. Thank you for your topic today. Really, is very interesting. Just I want to add something. I will maybe start where Dr. Abdul Hamid stopped. I think the topic today is about tazkiyah, isn't it? When you talk about adab, akhlaq, this is tazkiyah. I want to maybe to add something here. As we know, maqasid sharia al-amma, one of them is at-tazkiyah. So if there is any project in the future, it will be very, very, very enhancing to to add the aspect of maqasid sharia, the concept of tazkiyah in the thought of this scholar or this mutasawwif. Really, for me, the first time I'm hearing about his name. This is for me first time I'm trying to know more about the Sufis in your area.
But
What I know is
Prof, Mantiqut Tayr is his famous work. He is
Mantiqut
famous
Tayr.
because of this work in Persia and in Arab world.
Yes,
Mantiqut
yes.
Tayr.
Inshallah, good. Inshallah, we'll follow you next time in the coming project in this field of tasawwuf or of akhlaq and adab and tazkiyah. And really, this is what we need today, is to enhance the Islamic value in terms of tasawwuf is good. And what make me happy today, I said, oh, our mufti today will be appear as mutasawwif and as a sha'ir. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. And this is some of the characteristics that we used to see in our adab of mufti. Mufti always they ask to, or it is required to fulfill certain adab to be classified as mufti. The knowledge not enough, so has to also fulfill a certain adab and certain akhlaq and fiqh al-nafs, as they said. Thank you for your contribution today, and I wish you all the best in your next project, inshallah. And do not forget maqasid, maqsad al-tazkiyah. This is very important, inshallah. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Inshallah.
Thank you, Prof. Rahma, for your
Jazakillah khairan, Dr. Jazakillah
Afwan,
khairan.
afwan.
Right. Okay, Alhamdulillah. We are at 10:46 now. That's as I said, this is recorded and it's also streaming live in Facebook. Inshallah, Dr. Farid, this is not going to be your last, the sharing session under Rabitah, inshallah. As we discussed previously, inshallah, before the end of the year, we will invite you again for another sharing session.
Prof. Rahman, excuse me.
Yes, Prof. Abdul Rahman.
Just a moment, 1 minute, just to ask our Mufti Al-Lughawi, Mufti Al-Ifta Al-Lughawi, because he mentioned about Nick just now in the Sha'ir. Nick
Good.
in Persian means good, huh?
The full word is nek, nun ya kaf.
Yes, okay. This my question is because in Malaysia we have named Nick is from a royal family a long time ago till now, like Nick Aziz, so including myself. But I dropped Nick from my name this because when I was young, they say that Nick Nunya Hamzah in Arabic means contradict of this meaning Persian. Nunya Hamzah means something else. So I changed my name, just put Abdul Rahman, not Nick Abdul Rahman. So if I adopt this Nunya Kaf Persian language, it's very influential in Malay language, Persian language. So I think Nunya Kaf is the correct spelling. Who have this nickname, Nick and one wow alif nun and Nunya Kaf. This written in English Nunya Kaf, but in Jawi Nunya Hamzah. So long time ago, but now they write in Nunya Kaf. So just I want to confirm this because I want to tell people that Nick in Malay language is very good translation, good meaning.
Yes, in Farsi it means good.
Yes, yeah, okay.
Someone who does good amal.
Yes, okay. I'll confirm this. The same with
Farsi, Farsi also have this. It has two types of Arab. It has majhul Arab like ni, and then it has it has maruf Arab like ni, and it has majhul Arab ne. So neko nek.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Mufti. Thank you very much. And this is the only word I learned tonight from Persian language. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Salam. But by the way, since Prof. Abdul Rahman brought it up, so is there a word in Persian which is one? Waw, alif, nun.
One. One. Have to check.
Yeah,
Wa-
because maybe these two names originally is from Persian. So it is the goodness of something. Okay, so that will be your next topic. All right. Barakallah fiqh, Dr. Farid. I will not summarize this. We have just sailed in the sea, in the ocean of wisdom. To summarize is not going to do justice. And that's why we have the recording for those who missed or would like to repeat in listening to the lecture. Inshallah, it will be made available in YouTube as well. So on behalf of Rabitah Al-Adab Al-Islami, we would like to thank you again for agreeing, in spite of your very, very tight schedule, agreeing to share this pulse of wisdom in the path of Al-Hikmatu Dalatul Mu'min. So, Barakallah Fiqh, and without further prolonging, inshallah, we will release everyone. You have your kids waiting patiently for the Baba to finish his talk. Yeah. So let's close our session with Tasbih Kafara and Surah Al-Asr.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Subhanallah wa nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.
I'm wondering if you will be kind enough to make dua
Okay,
for all of us. Yes, please. Yeah.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma antas salam wa minkas salam. Tabarakta ya dzal jalali wal ikram. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina adzaban nar. Rabbana la tuzigh qulubana ba'da idh hadaitana wa hab lana min ladunka rahmah innaka antal wahhab. Allahumma innaka afuwun tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anna fa'fu anna fa'fu an jami'il muslimina wal muslimat birahmatika ya arhamar rahimin. La ilaha illallahul halimul karim. Subhanallahi rabbil arshil azim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. As'aluka bimujibati rahmatik wa azaima maghfiratik wal ghanimata min kulli bir wa salamata min kulli ithm. La tada' lana dhanban illa ghafarta wa la hamman illa farrashta wa la hajatan hiya laka ridha illa qadaitaha ya arhamar rahimin. Allahumma inna nas'aluka mimma sa'alaka bihi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam wa na'udzu bika mimma sta'adzaka minhu Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun alal mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
Amin, amin. Barakallah fiqh. We inshallah, until we meet again.
Insyaallah.
Ila liqa. Ma'assalam.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi ta'ala.